Hello, this is Wmpyr here to talk to you guys about knife defense. And what is popular in today's self-defense world, the method that they're using, first of all, the bad guy has a knife, okay, and this is their arm, and they're going to stab me in the midsection repeatedly. Boom, 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 okay? So that's what the bad guy's doing, okay? And my solution to that is supposed to be to grab with both hands, grab onto their wrist like so, okay? So I grab onto their wrist with both hands to stop it, all right? And that's what I'm supposed to do. And then from there, I just go to town on them. I'm supposed to headbutt them, knee them in the balls, kick their knee, stomp their foot, whatever it takes. I'm supposed to get nasty and do nasty stuff to them, and hopefully they will drop the knife or they will give up their knife, and then I'll be able to survive that way. Okay, so that's what's being taught. Now, one thing that they do say is that when this is coming repeatedly, and I'm trying to do that grab, that it may not work right away, that I might have to do it multiple times, okay, that I'm not going to be able to instantly just grab it. It might take multiple times, therefore I can get cut. And so they're saying that make sure that you have that mindset that, you're not going to come out unscathed. And that way, yes, you might get cut, but hopefully, ultimately, you will survive. So, that's what's being taught today. In my opinion, is there something better than this? I think so. There's a better method. However, is this bad? And it's like it's better than nothing. Is what I want to tell you guys. I think it's better than nothing, because if you have nothing, then what are you going to do? You're just going to get stabbed, and that's it. You don't have any preparation. You don't have any plan. You just going to try to figure it out right there on the spot, which you probably won't be able to do because it's just too intense, too much, too dire, and you're probably just going to freeze and die, right? So at least in that kind of situation where it's so aggressive and the bad guy's being so proactive coming at you, then you need to do something, all right? And if you have some kind of game plan, even if it's not the greatest, even though they're telling you, you're probably going to get cut. At least it's better than doing nothing, right? So, but I'm here to say that I really do feel like there is something better, okay? And so the first thing is, this is repeatedly coming to me, okay, like so. I want you guys to know that this situation here is a very bad situation, obviously, but there are steps before this situation, okay? So what I mean by that is, a perfect example is like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So the situation that everyone's talking about when it comes to knife defense, where the bad guy just suddenly appears and is going for my midsection and they want to repeatedly stab me, okay, this to me is the same as in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, where the guy, my opponent, has my back, has their legs in, which is their hooks are in, and then they got the choke under my chin. So they already have the rear naked choke, and then they're telling me, okay, escape. It's like that. It's that bad, where I'm going to tell you honestly, even if you know the escape and you've drilled the escape, you probably, you may not be able to get out of that. You're probably just going to fail. If someone already is, has their hooks, has the choke, and all they got to do is squeeze, it's probably going to be over. Okay? But there is a defense to that. They teach you, okay, so you start, from there, you start putting your chin, right here, and hide your chin down there, and try to start protecting the neck. Lift the shoulders. There's a lot of steps there, but there's techniques for that to get out of that. Okay, and even though you know that stuff like the back of your hand, the chances are in a real fight or in a real match, you may not be able to do it. Why? It's not that the technique's bad. It's not that you're bad, possibly. The situation for sure is that bad. The situation is that tough. So there are steps before that where you don't even let them get their arm in. You block it. You block it, and then you grab their arm and you tuck it and you trap it so that they can't put their arm under your chin. You don't even let that happen. Or even before that, you don't let their hooks come in, where their feet want to control your body. Don't let them do it, okay? Even before that, don't give up your back. Don't turtle, okay? So there are many steps, there are many situations before that, the precursor where you could shut that down. All right. So same with knife defense. I just want you to understand that. And I've identified those precursor situations where you have a much better chance of defending against a knife attack before it gets this bad. All right. So those are my answers. But once you do end up in this situation, what do? Right. So once again, you want to have something. It's better than nothing. So I let me go ahead and answer this question, but my real answer is just like in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, do the precursor stuff. Okay, do the preventative techniques before you get here. Don't let it get to this situation, So anyway, that to me is your best defense, and that's what I would use in a match or in a fight. I would do that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu wise. So in a knife defense situation, I would also do the same. I would do my best not let it get this bad of a situation. So, but let's say the guy's already here and the knife is already coming at me, okay, to my midsection repeatedly. So in this case, doing this right here, from what I've done, what I've tested this out, the web, it hurts. It hurts. And if the other guy, I always like to assume bigger, stronger, and meaner, and then they're trying to kill me, so they're really putting in a lot of effort, it's really going to hurt the web of my thumb here, and it could hit and bounce off. It's difficult to grab. So what I'm recommending instead is to do a forearm block and the grab simultaneously. Okay, now where does that come from? You guys may have seen in knife defense to do this, the cross block. Okay, so this is coming in, and you're going to do cross block like this. Okay, the problem with that is if you do a cross block, nothing is holding this in place. It's just blocking, so they could easily turn their arm and cut me and pull. They could still move around. Okay, so that's why I'm saying do half of the cross block and do a grab. So it's half and half. Okay, kind of like in today's modern day UFC, today's combat sport, MMA situation. We're seeing they do a far out block this way and a close one here. So they're doing a mixture of both blocks rather than just here or just here. They're doing half and half. Okay, so it's kind of like that, doing half and half. Half grab, half block, rather than two-handed or full cross block. That's what I recommend, half and half. Okay, so this is done simultaneously. This is the one that I'm going to use this to block and really use my whole body, because I don't want to just block it. I want to pin it. Why am I pinning it? Because the more weight I put on it, even if I'm not strong enough to pin their arm back to their body, it's going to cause it to slow down or perhaps even stop it temporarily, which makes the grab easier. Okay, like I said before, if you just go for a two-handed grab, the problem is it bounces off your hand. Okay, because the force is so strong, it can bounce off. right? Making it very, very difficult. But then with the block, I'm pressing down on it, so it's a much greater chance to stop it. But if I only did this, they can move around, so the grab stops that. So that's why I'm recommending half and half, okay? So once you get to here, okay, and I'm pressing with my whole body weight onto this. I'm not just here, like boom, and it's out like this. No, I'm putting my whole body, so I'm coming in as well. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it, grab it. This secures it. So I wrap it like this, okay? And then you go, well, can't they cut you right here? Yes, they can. They absolutely can. So from here, the third step, so the first step is the half and the half, and then the second step is wrap it. So from here, I can instantly wrap it, and once I wrap it, then I start to wrench. I start to wrench it immediately. Why do I wrench it? I'm wrenching it against my body repeatedly because I'm not trying to break their wrist, or I'm not trying to make them submit, tap out. No. What this does is it compromises their structure. So if I compromise their structure, it's very difficult for them to attack me. It's very difficult for them to keep holding on. So that's why I'm compromising their structure. I immediately start wrenching, and then from the wrench, I can go to their hand, and I could start attacking the fingers. Okay, why? I start attacking the fingers because A, it's the smallest joint. So right here, I might be on their wrist. I might be wrenching on their possibly wrist, elbow, shoulder, or any combination of those. I could be, the wrench could attack any one of those, right? But the fingers even smaller. So remember, the bad guy possibly is bigger, stronger, and meaner. So against someone like that, I want the smallest joint. I don't want the biggest, strongest joint. I want the smallest joint. So I work my way towards the finger right here. I'm already on their arm. The hand's right here. So I don't have to worry about this. I just go immediately to the finger, and I start working on that. Okay. And if that makes them drop the knife, or if it makes them unable to hold the knife, those are all pluses for me, and I'll look for an opportunity to basically run away from there. Okay, so that is what I'm recommending. I hope that makes sense. That's it for now. Thank you for viewing, and take care, folks.